Welcome into the PHNX Bets Daily Podcast presented by the DraftKings Sportsbook app, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. I'm Johnny Venerable, joined in studio by Mr. Jacob Franklin in his finest Friday cardigan. Hey, Jacob.
Cardigans are the way of life, Johnny. Cardigans are the way of life.
They are in your household. You are by far the most distinguished 20-something-year-old I've ever met in my life.
Yeah, I don't think I've met another 20-year-old person that likes to wear cardigans as much as I do. Only like 70 or 80-year-olds.
What's the temperature in Maricopa? In Arizona today? Maricopa, it's like mid-70s.
I think it's going to be in the 80s today. But I mean, I'm pretty used to the heat at this point. I can wear long sleeves in the summer. It's not really a big deal. Like, I'm kind of a maniac. It just is what it is.
That you are crazy. As was I yesterday when I picked the Iowa Hawkeyes to get to the Final Four. Jacob has the astute pleasure of joining me on a day where I did go 2 for 4 yesterday, but man, did I face plant. And Jacob, we'll get right into it. This was a team that I felt so confident in, as did a lot of America. I feel like I was on Twitter getting a pulse. Most people had Iowa at the very least as an Elite Eight team. And the performance they put together yesterday, I couldn't believe it. But at the same time, it's just Big Ten, dilemma at this time of the year. They always do this. I'm hoping that the Illini, knock on wood, do not fail me today. But watching this performance yesterday by the Hawkeyes, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. It was frustrating. And then you couple that with the fact that Indiana got embarrassed. I know they were an underdog to St. Mary's. You talk about Michigan, barely hanging on to beat Colorado State. Just not a fun couple slates in the Big Ten, Jacob. And then I did have Georgia State. They did cover. That was nice. And then quickly, I did have UNC. They ended up winning. UCLA did not cover by the amount that I needed. So, yeah. Those were my picks yesterday.
The biggest surprise to me was that UNC pick. I mean, I thought they would cover the -3. Don't get me wrong there, but the fact that they just absolutely handed it to Marquette.
Yeah.
They looked like they deserved a significantly better seed than the 8 seed. Like, they looked by and far much better than an 8 seed should look in the tournament.
Well, we watched UNC end the season on a high note. They destroyed Duke in Coach K's final game at home. And so I felt really good about that number yesterday. I thought that they were grossly undervalued. UCLA needing just a second half, run to be able to put away an Akron team that they were losing to in the first half. They only won by 4. I can definitely tell you definitively I'm not going to bet on them again. I think they've got second round loss written all over them. But 2 for 4, not terrible. Today, I feel a little bit better. And before I get to that, I want to remind everybody, college basketball fans, if you're on the show, what are you waiting for? Join into the action during the biggest tournament of the year with the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Turn your team's victory into your own big win. New customers can bet just $5 on any team to get a win, and you get $200 in free bets. If they win, you win. It's that simple. DraftKings Sportsbook customers can also bet college hoops with same-game parlays. Combine multiple bets from the same game for an even bigger payout. The more legs you add, the more money you can win. DraftKings is safe, secure, and reliable. Best of all, you can deposit and withdraw your cash whenever you want. It's a call to action. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use that promo code PHNX. Bet $5 on any college hoops team to win and get $200 in free bets if they do. Promo code PHNX 21 and over. Arizona only. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEPS. New customers only. Minimum $5 deposit required. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for more details. Jacob, was your bracket busted yesterday? Or are you still in good shape?
Yeah, it took a turn for the worse. I had Iowa Sweet 16. So that one, it didn't sting me as much as it stung you, but it certainly didn't feel great when I was watching that at Zips. I think I was with Espo, intern David, and Owen was there with us. And they all kind of witnessed the downfall of Iowa with me. But then Kentucky losing to St. Peter's last night. That was probably one of the most baffling things that I've ever seen. I was getting Snapchats of my brother-in-law because he's had season tickets to Kentucky Wildcats basketball since he was like
Oh, wow.
little, and he was pretty much fuming. And I don't think there was any excuse for them to lose that game.
My late grandfather was diehard Kentucky basketball. I believe got his master's degree from Kentucky, and thankfully he got to see before he passed the Anthony Davis NCAA championship team of whatever was that 6-7 years ago.
Yeah,
But yeah, Calipari to me a little bit of a fraud. Everybody's saying that elite recruiter, but he's not a great X's and O's coach, and that's what you
no,
have to be unless you have a generational player like Anthony Davis to win in the tournament. And I think people are like, it's time is now for Calipari to jump to the NBA. I'm like, does an NBA team even want John Calipari? I don't think so.
probably not, because recruiting is exclusively a college thing. Like, I guess you
Right.
recruit free agents to you or whatever, but like you're not dealing with the same type of mentality. A
Yeah.
college kid, and especially a college kid that goes to Kentucky to play basketball, is looking for one thing. He's looking for his 1 year in school, which is now kind of
Mhm.
wayward considering they have, the G League, the Drew Leagues, whatever you want to do
Yeah.
between high school and the NBA. But kids would go to Kentucky for their 1 year of school because they thought they had a shot at winning a national championship if they recruited enough 5 stars, but then they move on to the NBA. And I don't think that, you know, being a poor X's and O's coach would translate well for him if he were to make that move to the NBA.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that he is somebody that he gets players to the NBA, and you've seen it a lot. I mean, even with like Devin Booker, somebody who hit his ceiling very late in his career and is now just becoming the player everybody thought he could be. John Calipari is a springboard for NBA players to superstardom, and I'm sure that's why he gets a lot of recruits. But if you want to talk about hanging banners at the University of Kentucky, that it doesn't go hand in hand with his approach. So I did not have them progressing very far into the tournament, so that didn't kill me as much as it really hurt seemingly everybody else. But looking ahead to today, Jacob, just the early slot of games, all of the favorites, the prohibitive favorites, are out in front right now as we speak. Texas Tech is throttling Montana State by upwards of 30 points. Purdue's got a nice, comfortable lead as a 3 seed, 13 points ahead of Yale. Delaware and Villanova just tipped off. I actually had an opportunity to see Villanova live this year. They looked very good. Auburn won by 19 against Jacksonville State. And then Ohio State took care of business earlier today against Loyola Chicago, 54-41. Now we turn to this afternoon slate of games. And Jacob, I'm going to have you kick us off, brother. What do you like today?
Yeah, I need to have a good slate here because today was not my day, Johnny. Let me tell you, I'm just going to preface the fact that I need a good day only by the fact that I woke up this morning, I was doing the dishes, I shattered one of our champagne flutes in the
Oh,
sink.
no.
So that was not fun, followed by the fact that I was making some coffee, and as I was cleaning up the shards of glass in my sink, I turned around to realize that the Keurig was running with no coffee cup under it. So coffee spilled everywhere.
What is going on at your house,
I
brother?
need some good mojo, and it's not the cardigan, despite what some people might say, but I definitely need some good mojo. So I started with the Michigan State money line. I know that State's one of the popular picks to lose in the first round, but Izzo tournament time, Michigan State typically tries to step up, does step up. I think that they get the win today outright. Virginia Tech, I have at +2 over Texas. I don't know what it is against Texas. I've just always had, it's not a vendetta, but it's one of those things where I just always feel like Texas is one of the most overhyped colleges in
Yeah.
just about every single sport. And Tech got the big win over Duke in the ACC tournament, so they're riding a hot streak. Their record is not indicative of what they're playing like now. They made a deep
Mhm.
run in that tournament. I think that they can continue to stay hot. I have Wisconsin -7.5 over, I believe they're playing Colgate. I thought that
The
was not enough
toothpaste?
points. Yeah,
Colgate the toothpaste? Okay.
yeah, yeah. No, Colgate the toothpaste. I think that
Gotcha.
is not enough points when you're playing a literal tube of toothpaste. And then
Yeah.
I have the Arizona first half spread. They're -12.5 in the first half, and I've
Ooh,
watched
I like that a lot.
enough Arizona basketball this year to confidently say that they will not only cover the spread tonight, but they will, which I believe is 21.5 right now, they will
Yeah.
also cover that first half spread and be up comfortably pretty early on in this one.
As an earbud flies out of my ear, I was not as high on Arizona just today. I'm going to bet them moving forward, but I saw them in the Pac-12 tournament not play particularly well in their kickoff game against Stanford, and I wonder if they're going to have the same kind of, hitching their giddy up a little bit to get going. Again, as they progress through the tournament, which we all think they will, U of A, one of the better teams in the country, obviously as a number one seed. I just feel like I'm more inclined to bet them in the Elite Eight moving forward. This is who I like today. I'm going to take it easy after yesterday's debacle. I like Texas's money line today against Virginia Tech. I think they're a 1.5 point favorite. You could get that closer to -3 as you get closer to game time. I think Virginia Tech, to me, has maxed out their athleticism this year. I don't think they're a serious contender to progress through the tournament, unlike in years prior. And I think Texas has got the better caliber of athletes. And then the U of I, I'll get to the U of I in a second. I also like Notre Dame +4 today. I don't like them outright to win. I think it's going to be a one-possession game late in the second half against Alabama. Notre Dame playing particularly well at the end of the season. The over-under for that game, too, is really tempting at 153. These are one of the two more prolific offensive teams in the country. So that's definitely a game I'm checking out today. I believe at 1:15 tip-off on TNT. And then I'm going to keep my Big Ten allegiance going. I like Illinois -8. The Illini are really my only saving grace right now, 22-9 on the season after the Hawkeyes basically wet the bed yesterday. I have my Big Ten allegiance. I grew up in the Midwest. I want to see them do well. They're playing a very marginal Chattanooga team who's a 13 seed. If the Illini can't take care of business, they're going to have a short exit. And I'm talking in terms of covering the spread. I do not expect them to lose. And then a team that I think has a chance to be upset. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. Cal State Fullerton, Cal State University, plus 13.5 or 18.5. I initially thought it was 13.5, but it's 18.5 now against the Duke Blue Devils. This is one of the most fraudulent Duke teams in recent memory. They have been disappointing since losing Coach K's final game at home, losing in embarrassing fashion in the ACC tournament. I'm not taking the money line because that would be insane, a 15 seed versus a 2 seed. But I think Duke is grossly overvalued. I don't know how they scheme their way into a top seed like that. I think we could be looking back and saying to themselves, this is one of Coach K's most embarrassing teams to end the season, certainly to end his career. So would it shock anybody if that's 5 to 7 point game late in the second half? It would not surprise me at all. In fact, I'm banking on it, Jacob.
Would you be confident enough to say that that's your DraftKings pick of the week?
Oh, man. Good reminder. Yes, it is Cal State plus 18.5 against the Duke Blue Devils. And I will double down on that later today. Shameless plug, PHNX Cardinals live, 4 p.m. today. Myself, Frank Sanders. Jacob, what else we got going on today at the old PHNX factory?
Well, those people that are watching us currently, because we're broadcasting live to the world right now, they could, as soon as this is over, find their way into the Arizona State stream that's going right now, PHNX Sun Devils live on our YouTube currently. Yep. And then obviously Johnny does great work with Frank on the Cardinals beat. So definitely don't miss Cardinals today, because I've just got a feeling, Johnny, I've got a feeling that nothing's going to happen and you're just going to continue to complain even more because they don't want to cater to your every need.
I wish we were in the Cardinals beat right now for StreamYard, because I would put in the thirsty for free agency news. I don't have that.
Don't you worry.
There it is. I am thirsty for my Cardinal fandom out there. Not feeling good. A stark contrast to this photo here when I was eating some turtle Chex Mix, feeling good about my Cardinals midseason.
But I bet those made you thirsty too.
A different kind of thirsty. They're
probably pretty salty.
And then we have.
Hey guys.
Don't give me producer access or just bad shit goes down. I want to remind everybody, become a member at gophnx.com. Show us a little love. Show us a little class. All right, 50 cents for the first month, $8.99 for the subsequent months. You can rock a free t-shirt from the PHNX merchandise locker if you sign up for the entire year, which why wouldn't you? We've got phenomenal content coming out the yin yang from the folks covering Arizona spring ball, Arizona State spring ball, I should say, with Andrew Chotri and company. We've got what we think is going to be a lengthy run to the NBA championship for the Phoenix Suns. You don't want to miss that more. And of course, PHNX Cardinals draft coverage, because free agency has been a hot mess, disaster, dumpster fire. We're going to focus all of our time and effort on PHNX Cardinals Live and looking ahead to the NFL draft. You can catch all of that exclusive content and more at gophnx.com. Jacob coming in with the heat more ways than one in his hot ass cardigan today.
It is getting a little warm. I'm sitting
Yeah.
here thinking about the fact that I'm next to this window and it's getting quite warm. So
You've been a good soldier. For all of us here at PHNX Bets Daily, we will see you next week, Monday at noon. Who knows? Shane might be back. Saul might be back. Everybody's on the road, but us here.
no chance. No chance Shane is
okay.
back. He's just never back, is he? Is he ever
I
really
told
back?
him he's establishing residency in Vegas at this point.
A little
Might as well
birdie heard he did not have the best day in Vegas yesterday. I don't know if you heard this, and I think they might be talking about this on PHNX Sun Devils right now, but I'm pretty sure Shane went 0 for 8 yesterday on his basketball picks in Vegas. So
of course he wouldn't tell me that, because I would make fun of him to the high heavens today, but we're not going to do that. This is where winners are, and there's a reason he's not here today. PHNX Bets Daily every day at noon. We will see you on Monday. Bye, everybody.